do you see – I mean, I see this thing coming down. Would it be awesome for TV and radio and everything connected with media if the Lions are down 1 at the end of this game, they score with under a minute, and they line up for 2?
While throwing to a lineman?
Well, whatever they're going to do. Yeah. And I swear to you, I would not be surprised if the Lions on their first touchdown, right, if they go down, score, take a 6-0 lead, I swear to you, I would not be surprised if, just to make a point, Dan Campbell and the Lions go for 2. What do you think
You're
about
the
that?
third person to say that now. Nick
Really?
Eatman,
Okay.
Lions got what? So do you have a relationship with Campbell?
I do. I do.
Tell us about him and be honest. How surprised are you with the resurgence of the franchise? Or did you think, like many, this just meathead that's going to go in there and be too rah-rah and he'll be gone soon?
Well, I didn't say meathead. Yeah. Have you seen Dan Campbell? He's still pretty well built.
Yeah.
So I would not want the word to get back to him. Hey, babe, called you a meathead.
Yeah.
No, nobody saw that coming. I don't say nobody, but I certainly didn't. Not that I thought it'd be a failure, but let's just look at all the people that have gone through there, right? It's just been a really hard place to an organization really to overcome. And so, everybody comes in. Hey, he and Sirianni got hired at the same time, right? And their press conferences were both wheels off, right?
Yeah.
So one went wheels off. The city loves him. They've embraced him. The team is doing things they've never done before. And Sirianni's in Philly, even though he's been successful, that thing is clearly heading south. People want him fired. We'll see what happens, with his future. But, again, I think they almost both looked at it as the same guy at that point. Whoa, you never saw 2 more wheels off pressers, right, to announce the coach, have you? I mean, I haven't. And they both happened in the same year. But, no, he's done it. Obviously, they've done a great job. They've done a great job personnel-wise. I mean, you look at what they have offensively, and to me, they remind me a little bit of San Francisco offensively. You just they don't have the fullback that San Francisco has in Juszczyk, but they've got 2 backs back there. They're obviously really, really good. They've got the tight end. They've got the dynamic receiver in St. Brown, maybe 2 now with Jamison Williams appearing to come on. So they're fun to watch offensively, are they not?
Yeah, they are. So, with Campbell, he's so aggressive. Do players like that? Do players like when a coach just puts the game in their hands, or are they more
they didn't go for it on 4th down back in Babe's day?
That's true.
No, they did. We didn't.
But you know what I mean?
Well, I always kind of laugh at that when, this guy's aggressive. Well, he has belief in his offense, right? Because they're going to go for it on 4th and 1 at the 50. Well, how about belief in your defense, right? We're going to punt them down, and we're going to get them at the 10, and our defense will get us off the field, and we'll get the ball back in good field position. So I always kind of laugh at that because does that mean you don't have confidence in your defense, that they're going to let them go, the other team go 90 yards if you punt it down? So, yeah, I think that's overblown, the whole, they believe in us. Yeah. I think it's overblown. Makes a nice thing for the commentator to say, oh, gosh, look at the belief they have.
Babe Laufenberg joined us here on 105 through the Fan. Babe, given what we've seen the last 2 weeks from the Cowboys, which is them winning physical football games in like the face of a lot of adversity, whether it be with injuries or self-inflicted wounds or whatever, does that give you more confidence in Dallas's ability to handle what probably felt like an easy loss maybe 3 weeks ago? And now you look at it and say, well, we've seen them actually win some of these games that are similar to what we anticipate this one being.
I think so. I think it's a good point because now you've shown that, hey, we can play a game without Micah. We can play without D-Law. Now, Pittsburgh's offense is pedestrian. This offense is really, really good. So it's going to be a new test for them. I think the biggest thing, if you're a Cowboy fan, that you can take away from all this is, a lot of teams, they lose players, obviously, and they're not coming back. They're out for the season. They're done. And everybody talks about, well, let's get to Thanksgiving and see where we are. But, they're going to get Micah back. They're going to get D-Law back. They're going to get Deron Bland back maybe this week. If not this week, he'll be there for San Francisco. So they're going to get some really good players coming back, which a lot of teams, again, you have injuries and you lose, they're gone for the season. Pittsburgh's lost 3 offensive linemen for the season. So I think this team is actually going to look a lot different in whatever it's going to be, 4, 6, 8 weeks than it does today. But I think, short answer to your question, no question, I think that it gives them confidence that you can go to Pittsburgh, play that kind of defense, which, again, I thought, much like the Cleveland game, the game sort of overshadowed the offense. Now, the offense Cowboys racked up a lot of yardage, but kind of the same things, the struggles in the red zone have continued. And I don't see them, turning the ball over. Dak had 3 turnovers in that game. I don't see that happening. Obviously, week in and week out, he takes care of the football. We know that. But the offense is still, I think, not where they need to be or want to be.
Babe Laufenberg here on 105 through the Fan. What are the Lions' weaknesses? What are the ways that you can see the Cowboys winning this game in which they should attack Detroit?
Well, no weaknesses offensively. They're good on the O-line, good at the receivers, good at the running backs, good at the quarterback. Defensively, teams have thrown the ball on them. They've been obviously very good against the run, but teams have been able to throw the ball decently against them. I always look at yards per attempt because if teams throw it 50 times, they're going to rack up a lot of yards. But the yards per attempt, they're at 6.5, which is kind of right in the middle of the pack. The yards are they're giving up a lot of passing yards, which they did last year, and they tried to rectify that situation. They signed a corner. They drafted Terry and Arnold with their first-round pick out of Alabama. So they're better back there, but they're still a little bit suspect there. But Aiden Hutchinson, as we all know, boy, he may be. I don't want to say the best. You can throw Bosa and Micah and all those guys, T.J. Watt, who we just saw, but he's right up at the top of the list in terms of guys that get after the quarterback. He is really, really good. And another guy that's fun to watch. He gets in that same track stance like Bosa in San Francisco, where the one hand is on the ground and the other hand is about at a 45-degree angle up in the air. And it's like, I'm coming.
Babe, we got one team coming into a bye and one team coming out of a bye in this game. Did you find when you were playing that one was better than the other? I know you're more fresh coming out of the bye, but are you as sharp?
I was as fresh coming into the bye as I was going out because I didn't play a lot. Let me text Troy and see. Hey, Troy, what is it like? Hey, the 1 year, I think it was 1990, and I was still playing. There were 2 byes. Yeah. Every team had 2 byes, and so that was pretty wild. But I think the bye is great in terms of not only getting healthy because you have 2 weeks, but I just think leading into it, hey, after this game, all these guys will know after Sunday at 6:30, whenever the game ends, we got a week off. I'm going to rest up. So you can kind of put it all out there in that game and knowing you've got an extra week to heal yourself up. Here's one for you, though, too. You always look at this coach or this team coming into the bye, coming out of the bye. The Cowboys are the only undefeated team since 2020 with the other team coming off a bye. So you guys have obviously pointed out Detroit is coming off a bye. Cowboys have won all their games with the other team coming off the bye after the 2020 season, which I think we've all kind of thrown that one out with Mike Nolan as the D coordinator and COVID. But so the Cowboys have been very good facing teams that are coming out of a bye.